Check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Hey, Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. Come check us out so you can see how everybody think. Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. The show's about to start, so everybody take a seat.
Yep, and we are back. We are back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another episode of, you guessed it, We Think It's a Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike D, and we got a great show. I'm here with the guys. Let's get into it because we got a packed show, great show. I want to hop right into it. Big Cuz Millie, what's good with you? How you rocking? You on mute, dog. Come on, man. We've been doing this way too long, man. Come on. Lex was over there yelling at you. You didn't want us to hear.
Nah. But, I'm good. I'm good, man. No complaints this way, man.
All right, cool. How was your weekend?
My weekend was cool.
I'm about to say you left me hanging because I had to be on overdue bills because Lex called husband or Lex called marriage. So what was so important that you had to go and abandon us?
It really wasn't nothing too serious. I mean, it wasn't nothing that was very, very crazy, nothing like that. It was just getting together with my in-laws. I don't really spend time with them at all, so we got together with my father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, a couple nieces and nephews, I guess you can call them. And hung out with them for a little bit. That pretty much was it. Other than that, I just chilled at the crib and played a little family Call of Duty.
That new zombie's about to drop. That new zombie's about to drop. I can't wait. I'm about to be on that joint all night with the gang. I preach. How was your weekend? You also abandoned us last weekend. So what was you doing?
I wasn't doing anything. Like I told you. No, I had said that I had a prior engagement, but it was I didn't even wind up doing it. It's been a little bit of a long week. Church Sunday, we were doing a lot here at the church. So I did a bit of running around, but it was cool. Like I can't complain. Unfortunately. My fantasy wasn't the greatest, but nonetheless, I'm moving forward.
So wait, so you're not gonna tell people what the prior engagement was? You're just gonna leave it out there, like you had something so crazy you were doing?
Yeah, I'm not telling anybody.
All right, so I'm gonna tell everybody that you are. Yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep that between us there. All right, Rad, you are the only one that I can depend on. We did 3-4 shows last week, bro. We held it down. How was your weekend besides that?
Man, the weekend was cool. You know what I mean? I started, doing work on the new house and stuff, and and you think it's gonna be smooth, but it's like that stuff expensive. All the stuff you need for new floors and paint and carpet and all the little stuff that adds up, and you trying to nickel and dime here and there, trying to every 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 adds up, and you just, wow, this is how an expensive thing to do. But hopefully it's all worth it in probably about a week when everything done. I'm sure it will be. So, but I was just doing that, just house shopping for stuff, not house shopping, buying the stuff for the house to get the house stuff ready and all that type of thing. So it was dope, man. It was a good experience to experience, a good thing to experience.
Well, you don't got to get too deep into this, but I do have a question then, because I never seen it inside your house. The outside look amazing, but you doing this work. I don't know if it needed or you just want it. So you think your next house, would you want to just buy one that's just turnkey and you walk in, put your stuff in, like, hey, this is exactly what I need? Or do you think you like this? I buy this house, then almost turn it into what you want. Do you think you have a preference, or it's too early to really tell?
I think turnkey houses is always, I will always lean toward a turnkey house. You know, you can just move in. But I mean, I'm not against it. You know what I mean? Because you know, the opposite way, you can buy a diamond in the rough, and you can create it to what you. So I think it's all you got to be open to both. I guess I would assume the more money the house is, the more turnkey usually be. Not all the time, but you know, here and there. But I think you should be open to both situations, and we were, thankfully.
All right, that's what's up. So my weekend was solid. Like I said, I watched a ton of football. For y'all that know me, Bills fan, but I live in Michigan, so I got Sunday ticket, so I get all the games. But then my guy Tony, he hooked me up with a link, so I get Sunday ticket. You only get one login. So I got my other TV now. I got the crack links. So Red Zone one TV, Sunday ticket the other TV, and I watched a ton of football, and I can't wait to talk it. But that's gonna have to wait because I want to pick up where we left off last show. When we was leaving on the
Pick
outro,
up and kill it.
yeah. We're all wild. See, Mills missed Wildin' Out. You're the only one that I know that I ever went to go see it. I know you missing it. But last show, the debate was happening when we was having the show. And when we were going out, you said, "Oh, everybody's saying Trump just called Biden's son a crackhead." And as funny as that was at that moment, you did not do it justice. Because when I heard it myself, bro, I screamed so loud I had to leave the room because Angie wanted to watch the debate going forward because I was yelling at that. So that's why I want to pick up, and Rad, I want to go right back to you. So I don't know if you had a chance to watch the full debate or not, but if you've seen clips or if you did watch it, what did you think of it? And if some kind of way you got a winner, who was it?
A winner? All
right, who lost the least, I guess?
Who lost? I think man, it's so hard to judge whatever that was. It was just it was a reality show. It was a reality show. It was the fact that Trump has made the presidency so like non-presidential and so like straight up like a reality show. I think he cared about ratings. I think he cared about trending. I think he cared about one-liners. I think he cared about who you gonna remember after the debate more. Like you gonna remember what Trump said. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, all publicity is good publicity. That's how he's going about it. And I guess that's the new normal, maybe, or that's the Trump normal. But I think overall, I think it was bad. I think both candidates are bad. I think Joe Biden could have done better on police brutality questions. He could have, every time the 1994 crime bill come up, he got nothing for it. He don't got nothing for it, and I think that's one of the biggest things, the biggest issue that I think I will always ask him about to see how he feel about that, because I think that's one of the biggest social experiment went wrong since slavery. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing that happened with the.
You gotta relax, right? You gotta relax.
It is. It's more. If I'm not wrong, it's more black people in jail than it was in slavery. If I'm not wrong.
Like you talking about Jim Crow. Like you gotta relax, bro.
Well,
yeah, but they're not in jail.
The new Jim Crow, right? Yeah, it's the new Jim Crow.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Preach. I don't know. Have you read that book? Not to get sidetracked. You ever read the new Jim Crow?
Yeah, but I'm leery. I don't really like comparisons like that, because it's on one hand is very dismissive of how bad it really was. Right? We're talking about people who could not drink from a fountain, like who literally had to go in another part to live. I don't think we understand how bad that really is. And so for me, I don't like those comparisons personally.
Tell me what I'm comparing.
No, when you said that the 1994 was worse, the worst thing to slavery. It was just like, so it was like it's
the result of the 1994 crime bill were all the result of it, all black men
Yeah.
going to jail. What are you talking about? They in jail.
I don't like comparing things to slavery or war either. But
I said
don't think,
since.
I don't think Rad was saying it was as bad as slavery. He
I
was
said
saying
since
that-
slavery.
Since.
Like,
But
as far as
preach.
how many people? Is more people in jail than it was total slaves. If I'm not correct, black.
Rad, let me say this. I'm gonna let you finish your point. Then we don't gotta get into the new Jim Crow right now because I'm still reading it or listening to it. But like she said, right? It's which one would you rather be? Would you rather be a black man at home having dinner with the fear of having a KKK or somebody bust through your windows, or would you rather be in jail? It's almost like 6 one way, half a dozen the other is the way he was putting it. Yeah, it may not be the same, but it is a lot of people in jail or on house arrest, whatever the case may be, because of the 1994 crime bill and the war on drugs and all that nonsense. But Rad, I don't want to get too deep into that.
But can we say? But also, can we say this? So like, we do realize that jail was there during Jim Crow, right? Not to say that black people were in there more than they were, after 1994, after the crime bill. But I'm saying black people were in jail during Jim Crow. So you add that and then add the other element of everything else. Right, so that's my only issue. Like we're talking about, like jail is one thing, but just openly disrespecting and making black people feel as if we are nothing. That's a totally another thing. It
depends. There's a lot of people in jail that would be like, "Well, disrespect me, just get me out of here."
I understand that.
We can talk about. I'm definitely
And
down
a
to
black
talk about
family
that.
being
I'm definitely
torn apart.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's way more nuances than just that.
It's more
Black
nuanced than
family
that.
is
But-
not the same. Like it's nuance.
Yeah,
it's
but okay, we can move on.
But I say we don't got. I'm down talking the new Jim Crow, war on drugs, whatever y'all want to talk about a different time.
It's all bad.
Right now, it's the only.
But getting back to the debate.
Talk about the debate. Yes.
It's all bad.
Getting back to the debate, I think both of them are bad. I think Trump did Trump things. Was Trump? Joe Biden. Okay, I would say Joe Biden did better than I thought. I thought Joe Biden will stumble over his words way more. I thought he would look older than he did. He looked all right, but I still think he's a bad candidate.
Like physically old or like mentally old? Cause they both look
Mentally old. No. They
look-
both
they
look.
both look-
Joe Biden looked at like corpse, but I'm talking about mentally old. I thought he was going to like be terrible, and he was better than I thought. The bar for Joe Biden for me was so low. He was better than I thought. I thought Trump was going to like pretty much wash him, and he was trying to, but Trump came off as like being a little baby, a kid.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think the debate. I think it's just it was just a TV show, a stunt, a reality TV show, and I think it's two bad candidates, honestly.
Can I ask y'all something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, and I want everybody that's listening to think of the worst thing you ever did in your life. Right? Has everybody thought about it?
Well, what do you mean worse? Like a bad thing? Like
A
or
bad
like-
thing. A bad
Oh.
thing. It was bad. Think of the worst thing you've ever done in your entire life.
To yourself, to somebody else, it don't matter.
To somebody else. Just say to somebody else. Think of the worst thing you've ever done to somebody else, right?
I'm a pretty good guy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, right. I can name a few things.
Yeah,
for you.
I can name.
So like
what
stop.
I'm thinking of, you
Like
wasn't a part of it.
stop. So just,
You
let's
wasn't
stop.
part of what I'm thinking about.
Like let's stop.
No,
Let's stop.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
So we all have that in our
Over
mind.
it now.
Right? We all have that in our mind. So what if for the next 2 years I brought that up every time I talk to you? How would you respond to that?
I'd be aggravated.
You would be aggravated? Okay. Mike, how would you respond to that?
I mean, I might laugh because it was bad. It was bad, bro. I was like, bro, you gotta stop saying that out loud, bro. You gotta stop saying-
How would you feel, Rat?
It depends if it's in funny, if it's in passing, it's in funny. We joking, and
No, I put you on the
people do that.
I put
People
you
do that.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, for the next 2 years, I put you on spot every time I see you. In front of whoever it is, doesn't matter who it is. That would be very, very uncomfortable. I am not throwing Joe Biden bail, but I just want
you
people to.
is.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
No, I want to put
Hell
things
no.
in
We're not doing
perspective. No.
No, that's not perspective.
Yes,
My
it
worst
is.
thing I didn't put what? What?
Well,
You want to compare what I did to the 1994 crime bill? I want to hear this. Let's go.
Okay. First of all, I'm not comparing what you did to the 1994 crime bill.
That's what you are.
But
just did that.
can I say this? Can I say this though? Can I say this? Everybody lives in their own truth, right? So with that being said, I think a wise man might. You are wise. But I'm not. I'm not comparing what we did. I'm just saying, like, I'm not. Listen, I'm not comparing what we did. What he did was terrible. But like hearing that all the time, like I'm not. I don't know how he should react to that. Like what he cannot say anything.
Sympathetic. I don't.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. What he says is not going to undo what he did. So his actions can only speak louder than his words, and that from that remains to be seen. You know, because he hasn't been president yet, so we'll see.
Thank you. What did he do? What did he do about when he's the vice president?
I just said that. I said vice president doesn't do anything. Period. So it doesn't matter.
47 years he had to really do something.
No, I understand that.
Trump pretty much called him out.
The least you can do is say, "I'm sorry.
Listen,
I should have done it." He don't even do that.
Listen, I am not saying what he did. What he did was terrible. The crime bill was awful. I'm just saying I'm giving you like the idea of somebody bringing up the worst thing you ever did in your entire life, right?
Yeah, so the issue they keep bringing it up and bringing it up because he has not addressed it.
I understand that, but I'm bringing that. I'm putting that in our lap. What I like to do, so let me talk about this debate. What I like to do is I like to put myself in these shoes, right? Because it's very hypocritical. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people talk about leadership, but they've never been a leader. And I cringe when people talk about it. I am not saying that either one of these people are great leaders. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is that let's put ourselves in these shoes, right? Mike, do you have to ask me a question? Do you want me to just go on with how I feel about the debate?
No, it's the same question.
Okay.
What did you think of it, and did you have a winner?
I didn't necessarily have a winner because it was status quo. Donald Trump acted like who Donald Trump is, and Biden acted like who he was. So, I mean, it wasn't nothing new that I found out. What I will say is that Donald Trump is our president. And what I would like to say to everybody is the president still is an important office, probably one of the most important offices. And not only that, the office of the president still should be held in some type of respect, no matter who's in there, right? Just like a wise man once told me, and I have some of the best parents in the world, but no matter what your mother or your father, they're still your mother and your father. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the notion that I subscribe to. No matter the situation, they're still your mother and your father. They should be dealt with, you know, a certain type of respect, and the same as with the president. So let me just say that. But I agree with Rad. Donald Trump acted like a child, right? He was bickering. Some of the same things we've seen. But one thing I wanted to bring up is the idea of Donald Trump not condemning white supremacy. And I need to say this to every really black male, because I'm hearing it a lot from black males in my peer view. I don't know if y'all hearing it, but a lot of people is supporting Donald Trump. A lot of black males I see supporting Donald Trump, and maybe even some black females. I don't know if y'all have been seeing this or hearing this, but I need to say this. Donald Trump doesn't like you. Donald Trump doesn't care about you. Donald Trump really wants you to die. And the reason why I say that is because when Donald Trump was pressed about denouncing a white supremacy group, he didn't do it. And in fact, what he did was he wanted to denounce a group who goes against white supremacy. So it's really a calling card. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't care about you just because he gave a stimulus package. Like you just see what he did. If y'all was paying attention, even though I understand the Republicans and Democrats don't get along, he said he's shutting down everything. They're like he's going to end the corona relief talks. Like he's not doing any of that. So that's my message from the debate. I just want all of us to know Donald Trump does not care about us.
I think you should put Joe Biden in that sentence as well.
I don't sway.
I don't think either one of them.
The reason why I haven't come down bad on Joe Biden is because I don't want Donald Trump to be our president again. right? That is not me endorsing Joe Biden, but at some point we have to go with the lesser of two evils, and the lesser of two evils is Joe Biden. And maybe Joe Biden will die in office, and Kamala Harris will become president. So we can bank on that.
She might not care about you either, based on her track record.
Yeah, okay. And we know I lived in Indiana when Pence was there. I know Indiana is a sundown town pretty much still.
Issue
so
is
I
that
know he
none of
don't
them
care.
care.
Yeah,
Issue is that none of them
nobody
care. That's the problem.
But
we can
that's
talk about
that's politics.
and it's the same. So I mean, either side. I know the issue is that people saying Trump do more, which might be true. I don't know, but the other side don't care either. They just using you as such. Mm-hmm. But we can keep talking.
I do. I want to get Millian to see Mills. Were you able to watch the debate, and what did you think?
I honestly didn't watch much of it. One thing about me personally is, stuff like this. If I'm not catching it when it's live and going on, at that moment, I really don't look forward to going back to rewatch or re-listen some things, only because being on social media as much as I am, you see so much stuff on there. You see clips, you see memes, and everything that I've saw was pretty much negative. It wasn't really much positive, about the debate at all. And you see the memes and stuff about how, Trump was approaching, the questions he was given and bickering back and forth, even with the mediator. And it kind of steered me off to not want to watch it because, we know how he presents himself. We know how he carries himself. And I really get a bad vibe from, watching him and, the way he talks, the way he chooses, the words to say and how disrespectful he can be, at times. And it kind of, gave me that bad feeling like, I don't want to pay attention. I don't want to watch this at all. So I really didn't look, too much in there, but I did see a little bit. And pretty much everything that I saw pretty much agrees with, what Sam and Raz said. So there's no point in me repeating it.
And I am totally the opposite from you. I don't watch stuff live either, but when I tell you, once we got done and ABC ran that joint back, me and Angie watched popcorn because I couldn't wait. I knew it was about to be a show. But
see, that's crazy. You pop popcorn because you knew it was going to be a show.
It's Trump. I know, if it was like Obama versus McCain, give me the Cliff Notes. Trump and Biden, I gotta see this because I know. And then the fact that Rat already said he called his son a crackhead, I'm like, that can't be the only thing. Yeah, I'm sure it's more. But I went to the 5 stages of grief almost. I'm watching it and it's funny. I'm like, oh, this ain't serious. He called his son a crackhead, calling Trump a clown, telling him to shut up. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. These old dudes are going after each other. But then I was like, I got embarrassed. I'm like, yo, this is ghetto. I was like, imagine if this was 2 black men or even worse, 2 black women.
Right.
Oh, Fox News would have had a field day with that.
We would have broke the internet, man.
It'd have been welfare queens or it'd have been crazy. It would have been crazy. And after that, I got mad. I didn't get mad at Trump. I got mad at the DNC that y'all really rolled out Joe Biden. That was the best y'all could do. And then I kind of fell back into acceptance once I remembered that Ye said this is all a simulation anyways. So at the end of the day, none of it really matters. But for me, Biden did win only because of this. When Trump started talking about law and order, they coming for your suburbs, whatever else he just said,
it's a calling card.
all cold words. And Biden called him up.
Biden said, I'm more suburban than you. Did you hear Biden?
Biden said that the suburbs are different now. The suburbs aren't what they used to be. The suburbs, you, Mills, we live in the suburbs. It's a little bit more diverse. It's not as diverse as
I'm about to say the suburbs is still the suburbs.
Yeah,
let's be clear.
It's not 1930 suburbs, but it ain't like this candy land of diversity, like college magazines or something. But so the fact that he did call out Trump for all of those cold words, to me, I thought I was good for Biden. But besides that, when it did talk about Black Lives Matter, the protest, it sounded like 1820, not 2020. Like the way, like even Chris Wallace, he was like, "So Trump, what's your plan for the blacks?" I'm like, "The blacks." I'm like, "What is going on here?" So,
Bro, they don't
but
care, bro.
yeah, I know they
We
don't
acting like
care.
they like Trump is the devil and Biden is going to our savior. It's like it just pisses me off. Like I'm not stupid. Like I'm
Bro.
watching these two people. Neither of them care. They just want use them whoever to get in office, and they're gonna carry out whatever the plan was before they needed you anyway. It's just all dumb. But I mean, I'm not gonna get too emotional about it because
Nah, bro, when this first started and it was Biden and was going through all the nominees and Angie and her mom are real. Her mom is real big on politics, and she was like, "Hey, no, we gotta make sure we get a Democrat in there." Blah blah. I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna let you know right now. If it's not Warren or maybe even Bernie." I said, if it's Biden, I'm not voting for him. So how can I vote for somebody that did the crime bill, supported stop and frisk? I had a summer where I was literally stopped by police every weekend. I was so bad, bro. Every weekend I was getting stopped. I was getting stretched. Rad, I think you was with me one time. Like it was bad every summer. Like how can I vote for somebody that really supported stuff like this? So, but now we are here. It is lesser of two evils, I guess. And when we get closer to the actual election day, I'm sure we're going to talk about voting and whether we should and what does it mean or whatnot. But right now, the fact that these are the two, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to even say. I don't know what to even say.
I think the after effects of Donald Trump will not be seen until some years from now. That we look at Reaganomics, we look at the war on drugs. We look at, you know what I mean? Even the 1994 crime bill, like it was bad then, but the after effects we see, like the fallout is even worse. I think Donald Trump with this white supremacy push, I think it's very dangerous. One of my cousins from Jacksonville, he always talks about it so frequently now. He says we're on the verge of a race war. And I know we don't like it. Doesn't. I guess it may not seem like, but it's happening.
I don't think we is though. I don't think we are though because to me it's not. It doesn't feel like white versus black really. I feel like it's black versus blue. I feel like it's really about black people versus law enforcement and people that support law enforcement.
Don't be fooled. It was always white versus black, and it will not always, but I'm just saying in the context of America, it was always white versus black, and it will always be white versus black. Because at the end of the day, you could be a cop in blue, you still black. Ask me how I know. I you know what I'm saying? You could be as black as you want to be. Yeah, get over there, sir. I don't care who you are. So, I mean, it's white versus black.
But the stay on Donald Trump, some news came out about him. I think maybe Thursday or Friday that he did test positive for COVID. Air quotes just in case. It's some skeptics out there.
Oh God.
He did.
Yo. Okay. I wasn't gonna say this. I got upset. Somebody got Okay, Donald Trump. This is the logic of the skeptics. The fact that Donald Trump is faking that he got COVID so he can get the sympathy vote. Who is sympathizing with him? Like who? Who is doing that?
Everybody gonna hate.
Like,
Gonna
what are we
hate
talking about? Like that, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's when I get upset with these what do you call them? Conspiracy theorists. Like what is y'all?
That's the left, bro. Bro. I'm not gonna talk. I don't want to go against the DNC and the left and all that, but they just it's like I don't know, bro. They trying to match his pettiness, and it brings them down too to me, and all of it is just terrible. But
now all that Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. That is out the window. As soon as they packed up, they was like, all right, we ignoring everything that she just said.
It's terrible. And all of it is ugly. All of it is petty. I mean, some shows ago, I said we just need to revamp the whole political system. It's bad. It's time to we to figure something out. The people. I know people want to keep, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence all together and all that because it lasted so long. But we in 2020, things has changed, and we need to revisit that because the fact that these are two candidates that we came with, the fact that the DNC did what they did to Bernie the last couple years, the last 2 times he tried to go up. It's like they don't care.
Well,
it doesn't
Bernie-
matter what you want.
Bernie is independent though, right? Technically.
Nah, he's not independent.
I don't know.
He is independent by like that's his political party. Like I think
Donald Trump is independent. He don't give he don't care about Republicans.
I think he is recognized as a Republican. He doesn't care. Donald Trump
was
only
a
cares about
Democrat
himself.
for a
No,
long time, didn't he?
do y'all remember? What I'm saying is Donald Trump. It took him a long time to declare that he was a Republican. He literally ran as an independent. He didn't.
Yeah,
he is
that's all he
nothing.
care about.
He is for himself. That's who he is.
For himself.
Yeah.
That's what makes him dangerous. The issue is that I think the white supremacy thing, yes, he do that, but if I think if it was a black group that he needed to go to, he would do it. He don't care. He just trying to win. That's not, on some level it helps him become who he was.
And
But it also hurts him in just because he not willing to separate from somebody else that can help him win.
Nothing
So he gonna
hurts
try to
him.
do anything to win.
well, okay,
care.
okay.
don't care.
Now I will say this and we about to get out of there. But on two hands, right? Opportunists can take advantage of that, and that's why.
Yeah.
People necessarily don't mind Donald Trump as president because you can take advantage of somebody who will go wherever he needs a vote because it's give and take. You give me this and I'll give you my vote. And let me just say this: some people or some groups have won because of that. And when I say win, I just mean in a monetary fashion. You know what I'm saying? That they have a block of voting. You know what I'm saying? And I listen. We'll give you my vote if you give me a law. You know what I'm saying? So
And the issue with this now is that because it's such polarizing to even say you a Trump supporter, everybody that's doing that is in the dark somewhere because nobody. If you ask anybody walking besides the obvious, the people that's wearing the red hat, are you a Trump supporter? They gonna say no.
that's not true. That's not
Nobody
true,
wants that
right?
smoke.
That's why I went off on a lot of these black males. They saying that they like Trump, and then that's
I'm talking
a
about the people that's
problem.
coming out.
No, I'm saying they coming out.
Bro,
Yeah.
yo, bro, they
If
bold
you
now,
willing-
bro.
Yeah.
If you willing to have a video,
Yes.
The Trump sign in the lawns, bro. It's like
Black people.
What is it called when the stuff multiply? I forget. It doesn't matter. Preach, you went to school for chemistry when cells multiply. It don't matter. But yo, bro, they are popping up so much. It's like
not
exponentially.
mitosis. Is
it mitosis?
It might be
Doesn't matter. Preach gonna remember.
But
Preach,
that
all
is-
that money. You pay that Kinesis. You know what is the basic thing for sales. But bro, they are popping up so much.
Maybe
Even
mitosis.
like
I think it's
blue-
mitosis.
Blue Lives Matter flags. Like they are popping up. They are bold. They got flags on trucks. That 2016 support for Trump is done. Like people are out there with MAGA hats and they are saying, I don't care what you think about this.
I blame it on
supporting our
DNC
candidate."
personally.
But
I blame it on Democrat
I want to get Mills in because Rad and Preach didn't want to they didn't want to partake in my conversation.
Oh, I forgot about it. My bad.
Mills, do you think Trump has COVID, or do you think this is a ploy for him? Because he said he's going to debate Biden next week.
I say yes.
Okay, because people, I don't know, you went off. People were saying that he's trying to get out the debate because how bad it went. You think he really got it, or you think it is some type of
You trying to get
ploy
away
or
from the
something?
camera?
Yeah, that's what
Trump
people
trying to
say.
get away from the camera.
Well,
Okay.
it's just because the debate, he was supposed to dominate the debate and he didn't. So maybe he got scared. Well, people, conspiracy theories. I try not to be naive, but I try not to be like
Anything is possible. You can't believe everything. Both sides is. I mean, anything is possible. But my bad. Mills.
Mills, what you think?
I honestly think he does have COVID. One of the reason being, Trump really he brought out how he felt, about the whole the COVID pandemic. How it's not real, and all this other stuff. Masks aren't. He don't even wear masks. You know what I'm saying? And then for him to come out of the blue and say, "Hey, I got COVID," I don't think that'd be something that he would just make up. I mean, we all know he like attention on him.
He is a liar.
Actually,
But I agree with you.
I don't think he would take it as far as saying he has COVID.
I expect
when
he got
just-
COVID. You don't think so?
When he had
Oh.
that whole spiel about how COVID, isn't real and we shouldn't have to worry about
No,
it. You know what I'm saying?
I think
He'll fake an illness. I don't put that past him.
Make both Spurs to get out the draft.
Yeah.
He would do anything.
He's a liar.
No,
But
if you ask me, I'm sorry. If you ask me, I think he did fake. I think it is faked it, or maybe maybe he got a false positive or something. Maybe, but I think this is why.
Let him go.
Do you believe in the coronavirus?
Yes, I believe in it.
Okay.
But he's in a bubble.
He's not in a bubble. Do you believe do you believe in the transmission of the coronavirus?
Yeah, airborne. Like, what are you saying? Yeah,
what I'm saying is the way that they say that the virus is transmitted. Do you believe that the doctors are lying or they're telling the truth?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
If that's the case, then Mills is right. Donald Trump, for this entirety, has said the coronavirus is a bunch of mere bag of shells, right? He doesn't wear a mask. He's not in a bubble. He is around people who are around people, right? They've been having mass gatherings. Pence been having mass. Everybody been having mass gatherings. They've been talking to everybody. They've been going everywhere. So my thing is, if I believe that the coronavirus is real, then Donald Trump is a likely candidate to have it because he's been doing everything Dr. Fauci told us not to do. Like that, I don't understand that. Like, it's one thing if y'all say that the coronavirus is not real, then sit over there. But if you believe that it's real and it is transmitted the way that they say, then Donald Trump should have been at it, in my opinion.
But even at these rallies, though, it's not like Trump is in the middle, like swag surfing.
It don't matter. Everybody that's around him is swag surfing, and they coming to his, and they coming to the bus, talking to him.
It's the president of the United States, bro. He's in a bubble.
He's not in a bubble.
I'm talking about only certain people can get real close to him.
Yeah.
Like he's not like he's not mingling with people.
Rad.
Like,
who gets
to go to White House? You got to get tested.
Who gets around the president? Secret Service, right?
And they got to be tested all the time.
They in Mar-a-Lago. They playing golf. They everywhere.
Yo, preach.
No, they're with him. They're with him.
You gotta turn on your mic, son. Preach. You so loud.
What do you mean? They're with him.
Yeah, and he everywhere.
I do agree with Rad, in that aspect that it's kind of tough for the president to catch corona. But I just don't think he would lie about getting it.
How is it tough for the man to catch corona? He live in the White House. People come in the White House every day.
Because you got to get tested and clearance to get in there. You just don't go in the White House. What are you talking about?
If you work, so all the workers in the White House get tested every day.
Yes.
But Donald Trump,
yo, Sam,
he the only one. Donald Trump is the only one that don't get tested every day.
Yeah, Trump why don't Trump get tested?
He get tested every day. Clearly not.
Who said he didn't?
Clearly not. Who said he did? Who said?
If you believe he got to get tested enough to know that he
Donald Trump got tested one time and we knew that. That's a fact. He's the president. They told us. It was a story. Y'all don't remember this? Clearly y'all don't watch the news. Like, what is he talking about?
I would say this, preach. I would say that Joe Biden, I think Biden said that after the debate, a couple reporters tried to come up to Trump to talk, and he was like, "Whoa, hold on."
This dude is lying.
No,
I just thought about that. The reporters do not get tested every day. The one reporter, the press secretary, the one lady, I think she worked for CSNBC. She put the picture up. She said she was this fire. Clearly, she don't get tested every day unless she would have known. Right? What did you talk? Who gave you the information? Mike, what was you saying?
I honestly, I have no idea. But I would say this. I mean, what Trump fake COVID? Yes. 100%. I mean, his doctor came out and told us that Trump was like a 200 pounds. Like, Trump is no way 200 pounds. Like, bro, you at least 270. So he told us he's in the best shape of his life. They've been lying for Trump since day one.
We 40 minutes in.
His taxes, that's fine. His taxes, his GPA at UPenn, he's been lying his whole life. So will he lie? Yes. But do I think he has it? Will he go this far to go to a hospital? I mean, if I think he would do that, then I mean he has no bounds. And then how can I live in a country with a man like that that's at the helm, right? For my own sanity, I can't just say like, oh, this dude
knowingly know the president would do that. Okay, but the issue is that Trump.
Bill Clinton lied. What are y'all talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that
under oath
we know who Trump
under
is.
oath.
That's what I'm saying. The issue is that people just can't believe because Trump's so blatant and so who he is that presidents just do this sneakily. It's like whatever. But
he did tell his staff not to say nothing because a couple of staff tested positive, like keep it under wraps for a couple of days, and then it finally came out.
George Bush said he ain't like black people.
One thing I would say, he be getting a lot of a lot of flack for not paying taxes, but I just wish one day I can get that much
Oh
money.
my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love
So
that.
that's not so. All y'all people screaming how
Yeah,
I pay more taxes than
Nah,
George.
I don't care.
I don't understand that. Yeah, that doesn't
y'all
mean anything.
stupid.
Yeah,
Y'all
that doesn't
dumb.
mean
Y'all
anything to me.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I'm
I want to
fiscally
be like that too.
I'm fiscally conservative. You can move on. man.
If I could not pay taxes with my salary now,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would not pay
fine.
taxes.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I respect
Y'all
that.
tripping.
All right. Go ahead,
Before we,
Mills.
get off the before we get off the COVID conversation, quick question.
Well, no,
You
no.
got masks?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
How do y'all guys feel about the mask? Since March, we've been wearing masks. I know my job. They're trying to they're making it a requirement. To have it on whenever you're indoors. When you go in the grocery store and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of us are beginning to feel uncomfortable. Wearing a mask all the time. Do you guys think that this is something that's going to last, for a good long time, forever, or is something that's just going to be for a moment, and probably be gone in the next year or two? I know here recently in Buffalo, it was an 80-year-old man that actually died because he was in a bar and it was a guy that didn't have a mask on, and he approached this guy, and the guy ended up shoving the older guy. He hit his head and he died, a couple days later.
I thought you were saying like from COVID.
No. This is just from wearing a mask, bro. This is just from wearing a mask, bro.
Mills.
He died from,
So a lot of-
all
All right,
Let's
man.
finish. No, let
Yo.
you finish. man.
Yo,
He died because
what?
he approached somebody that didn't have on a mask. So obviously a lot of people was taking the mask wearing and stuff serious.
Trauma.
Yo,
But
that's
he
not
pressed-
funny. Why are you laughing? Yo, why you
He
laughing?
pressed-
No, yeah, like
I'm laughing at Mills saying he died for approaching somebody. Like, no, you
He
see,
did.
he pushed up and he hit his head.
Because he pressed man.
So
he
what's your
pressed my
question,
man,
Mills?
yo,
What's
yeah.
your
What's your
Why you don't
question,
got-
Mills?
Why you don't got a mask? So my first question is, what do you guys think is why do you think it is very important to wear a mask? And do you think that the whole trend of us wearing a mask, do you think it'll ever end?
Well, it's important because I feel like getting pressed by nobody now. So I'm make sure I stay with my back. Oh, y'all boys go ahead. I can't stop laughing.
I think that's nuanced, right? When I think you should. I think it's up to the building. I think it's up to the building to enforce if you want to wear a mask or not. And if the owners or whoever own it, whatever place you in, not enforcing it, I don't think it's your job to go force somebody to wear a mask, and that's something like that will happen. So I think I don't want the 80-year-old. I'm sorry that he passed, but it wasn't his job to do that. If you felt like you was at risk, you should leave and go home and go do something else. Don't put your life at risk. Try for somebody to physically harm you because they don't got a mask. You can leave. You can go somewhere else, go to another bar, or go buy a liquor and go home. And, so that's why it's like I know people want to get mad at people for not wearing the mask and stuff like that, but you can do things so you can like get away from that person. Don't try to scream at them or you know what I mean, shame them you can do that, but I'm not. All that does is create from not to wear it more. So just let them people do what they do. I'm gonna go my other way. If I gotta go to another store, I'm gonna go to another store. But everybody it's freedom to do whatever you want. Like people cannot wear masks. I want you to wear a mask, but if people don't want to wear it, I'm not going. You can go over there. I'm gonna wear mine, and I'm gonna go the other way. And I'm not about to yell at you for not wearing one though.
But preach. You can go after this. I got something quick to say. But Rad, to your point, I feel like the people that don't wear a mask are similar to the people that wear the MAGA hat. They want you to say something. They are wearing it. They're wearing a MAGA hat because they want you to come up and say something about Trump because they're ready for that smoke. People that don't wear a mask, like intentionally, like sometimes, like I get to the door of my mask and I go back and get it. But the people that are not wearing it is because they think it's fake and they want you to come up there before they can approach you. But go ahead.
Yeah, to give you their thoughts on the matter why they shouldn't wear it. Yeah, I totally agree.
I think it is what it is at this point, right? I think wearing a mask is just like texting and driving, right? You just like at some point you just shouldn't do it because it is dangerous. Like even when if you are a person who ever text and drive, you know, like when you look up, it's like, oh snap, I'm on the other side. So you know, like like this is dangerous. Like you're putting your life in danger, other people. We understand that the coronavirus is dangerous. Over 1 million people have died. 200,000. I mean, it's like if you don't have a mask, then there are other outlets for you to get a mask. It is sometimes it's annoying. Like I went in a Best Buy today. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even feel like putting it on. But at the end of the day, it's a mask. It's just like I was gonna make an analogy, but this is a a family podcast. And last week I made an analogy, and that went a little left, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But you get what I'm point. All right, let's move on.
Strap up, guys.
Yeah. Mask up, everybody. So I would say this.
Mask up.
Yo, if y'all want to sponsor us, let us know. I just want to throw that out there.
I would say this. I would say this. I'm okay with wearing masks and stuff because y'all breath be stinking anyways. So, all right. So I want to get to some sports, but unfortunately, COVID didn't take over that too. So I want to be super quick with this because we was pretty long pause on that with Trump and whatnot. So I would say this. So COVID kind of ran through the NFL. You know, Cam Newton got it and he didn't play, and you seen how terrible the backups were for them, but they were still able to play. Tennessee Titans, it ran through them. They had to move the game. So I would say this. It was video of Derek Carr and some Raiders players at an event with all these people, nobody wearing a mask. Derek Carr throwing footballs like he Oprah or something. I don't know what was going on at this event. I don't know. I think Darren Waller was having a charity event or something. Yep. So they were not wearing masks. And I'm assuming that players are probably still living their life, going to a mall, going out to eat, maybe go to a barbecue, whatever the case may be, just living regular life, maybe being safe, but they're still living regular life. They're not in a bubble like the NFL, like the NBA and hockey. So I guess it's hard to really ask this question. I don't want to seem too insensitive, but Mills, I guess who do you blame for this COVID outbreak? Do you blame the NFL for not putting in strict guidelines, or do you blame the players like Derek Carr, even though he doesn't have it, at least we don't know that he has it yet, for putting himself in position and going to events like this and exposing himself to the possibility of having it?
I kind of lean towards the players, but also sometimes you just don't know. The NFL, we know they have their guidelines and everything, with their testing, everything, how they're testing people, normally to make sure that they are, negative and stuff like that. But, when it comes down to the players, you have to make smart decisions. But sometimes even if you're making a smart decision, you can put yourself at risk because you don't know yourself. Because I know a couple of people personally
bust down on winning, bought a new paddock.
But they
Money
kept it
pounds,
to
spending
themselves.
like we never had it.
So
It's
you got
perfect
people
timing.
that's
Put
not-
more work
that
into
got
the passion.
symptoms.
Now he's signing, leader of the new
And
addicts.
then you thinking everything is fine and you surrounding yourself around those people, you can ultimately get COVID too. But you're not really doing anything wrong. You're just exposed to the wrong person at the wrong time. So it's kind of hard to say who to blame. But, in some situations, I think that you have to blame the players more because the NFL, from the looks of it, they're doing everything that they need to do to prevent this from happening.
All right, Rad, do you agree with that? What you think?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, right? Because the NFL. I guess I'm gonna lean towards the players because the NFL said they was playing, and technically the only reason they playing because players opted in, right? Everybody had the right to opt out, so if every player opted out, it would be no season. So so whatever guidelines that the NFL had, the NFLPA and the players accepted it and said, I'm gonna rock with it. It's good enough for us. So you had it out and you chose to opt in. So I think it's going to be on each individual player. I lean more on each individual player because I'm assuming if you truly you're not in a bubble, but if you live your life as if you are, I don't know how would you be able to get it if you go literally what you're doing, but that means somebody did something outside the guideline, I would think. Somebody didn't have a mask on, somebody went somewhere, was around people not 6 feet apart, whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna lean towards the players' individual responsibility, because the league, they got whatever their guidelines were, you opted in to play, and so yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the players on that.
How about you, Preach? What you think?
I think it's like a 50-50 split. Just like if you was at work, you're not supposed to be late. And if you're late, it falls on you. But at the same time, if you're late, for your job, that, it creates a negative, situation for them because, you may have to fill somebody for that position. But also your job has consequences for that, right? And it is their job to keep up on how many late you have, because if you reach a certain point, they can, whatever they have to do, terminate you. So I think it's like the same thing in the NFL. Like what they have to start doing is implement or enforcing these punishments to people who break these COVID protocols, right? They need to stick to that. And then the players need to understand that, you have to, in order for you to play this season, just quarantine yourself. Like, for the next 16
Darren
weeks.
Darren Waller and Carr was both fined. They both were fined.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, just in general, like even I know that the coaches were fined, for not wearing masks, but I'm saying like even in that moment, I think the league needs to call them at that moment and say, put on a mask right now, or you can, or get off the field, right now, or like I think it needs to be that, because remember when what's his name, House, what's his name in the NBA. Houston Rockets. They kicked him out. They kicked him out the bubble.
Daniel House.
Yeah,
Eddie House. You going back that
not Eddie House, but Daniel House. They kicked him out. They kicked him out the bubble because he brought a female in, and that was wrong. So I think like you have to be very, very, very stringent on your enforcement of these rules.
Speaking of Eddie House, y'all remember when Skip to my loose slapped him?
He slapped cuz. Yeah, he definitely slapped him.
Shout out Skip to my Lou. Wait for
So I would say this. So me being a commissioner, as Priest talked about people that have never been leaders, talking about leadership. I've been a supervisor over people that have 40 years experience in union setting. I run a league. I'm the commissioner. Preach called me a great commissioner on the others, so I appreciate that, Preach. No, Priest don't ever tell me that, but he came on live and said it, so I appreciate that. But I would say this: when I make up my rules, I try to write them in a way that I know that nobody can break them, because I know people like Marky D, my brother, Tony, people are going to try to break the rules, bend the rules, and I write them and make up the rules in a way like, yo, this is what it is. If y'all don't like it, then it is what it is. So for me, the NFL had, 6 months since February to come up with strict guidelines, a bubble, a hotel, whatever the case it was going to do. They waited to the very last second. They're talking about, they were still arguing about testing like in June. If we get tested every day, every other day, once a week, what's the protocol? I think the NFL really, really dropped the ball, because humans are going to be human. If you allow me the freedom to do anything, I'm probably going to go do it. Maybe not me, but somebody will. So when you give people an inch, they take a mile. So Derek Carr, Darren Waller, they were caught like Lemon Pepper Lou. He went to the strip club. The only reason he was caught was because of the camera. How many other people probably did something similar? Zion probably went somewhere, but he wasn't caught. How many where's Cam Newton that he caught it? Who knows? So these players are out there probably putting themselves in danger. Because the NFL didn't set up a reason for them not to. So when you let people be people, this is what you're going to get. We aren't perfect. We are whatever. So that's why I put the blame at the NFL, because hockey, basketball, they say, nah, we're going to a bubble. Y'all ain't doing, y'all family ain't coming. I don't care about none of that. This is what we're going to be. Baseball had the same thing, because they let baseball players, be baseball players, which it kind of sounds crazy to say, don't let people be people. But if you really don't want to have COVID, that's how you do it. To me, that's the only way you really, really can do it. So that's why I blame the NFL. But hopefully everybody is safe. Hopefully Cam Newton get back safely, even though Patriots are in the Bills division. I mean, come on. Seeing those other quarterbacks, I can't even watch football like that. Brian Hoyer was actively trying to help the Patriots lose. Like, he was actively trying to help the Patriots lose.
Yes, sir.
So now I want to get into some football, some real football, regular football, what happened between the lines. So, Mills, I want to come to you. Because, like I said, I watched a ton of football, so I'm ready to talk about whatever you just seen. I probably saw it too. So what from the weekend caught your eye that you want to talk about?
We're sticking straight to football.
What else would we sticking to?
The wall.
Oh,
Throw something at the wall. Let it stick, Mills.
Mills, say, but you can talk about anything.
Yeah, what? Okay, what?
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
Yeah, what caught your eye? Say what you was gonna say.
Yeah, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? I want to know.
Yeah, I really want to know now.
Well, what caught my eye this weekend, to be honest with you, it was not football related. To be honest with you, a couple. I believe it was last show, Mike. You gave your story about the cop approaching you and Angie when y'all walking. About the mental guy, and I brought up how
the guy with special needs.
Right, and I brought up how they had the incident here.
Mills be wild.
They had the incident here in Buffalo with the guy with the the mental
with
issues,
the bat. With the bat.
Right. It's something that came to my attention this weekend. Speak with my wife and everything like that, because she works in that field. So she deals with a lot of people in that area, and a lot of us don't really understand the things that they go through. How to converse with them, how to connect with them, how to help them in areas that they are struggling with. And something that caught my eye this weekend was Taraji P. Henson. She's actually coming out with a Facebook watch sometime this year. It's called Peace of Mind with Taraji. It's a show that talks about mental health. She's going to have a lot of mental health, specialists and celebrities just to sit down, converse, and try to help people, in that area to, educate them on, things that those people go through, how to help them, how you can relate with them, and just a better way to approach the situation. Because in her little article, she spoke about how things, have happened with people with mental health problems that could have been avoided. And that was something that pretty much caught my eye this weekend or this week.
All right. I said, Mill, you gonna plug that? You gonna hit her up, see if she want to come on the pod and talk about it? Might as well.
I can try. She might ignore me, but I'll give it a try.
She might ignore you.
Well, talk to your wife before you do that.
Ask your wife to do it.
I will say this. In Mill's defense, in our notes, it does not specify whether we were talking about the NFL. Now, it is implied that we were talking about the NFL because the last question was about the NFL, and we kind of talked about it in our group chat.
Well,
In pre-production, Mike said, I hope y'all ain't got the same thing I'm talking about in the NFL. He said that.
No. Mike said about the best finals, but we getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But the best thing about this is our title is our show name is We Think This Is a Sports Show. So this is not sports. You might have thought I was going to talk about football.
Clearly.
But I flipped it and I brought it to Taraji P. Henson.
I would say that it said what caught your eye from the weekend, and then the next question was, what do you think about all the scoring this weekend? So how do you not connect the two? But I would say this, I did like that you brought that up there, because I got one comment that I'm coming to you, Priest, about what you thought. I hate when people bring on celebrities to talk about stuff. I think I'm the last person. I hate listening to celebrities talk about stuff. I want to hear the experts talk about stuff.
Who
I don't
do that
care
the most? DNC.
Bring on celebrities? Like,
that's all they do.
Bruh. Like, that's all Cardi B.
That's all they do.
Jay-Z. I got hot sauce in my bag like Beyonce. Yeah, like they pander to us. Like, Rad. You really hate the G.
Because I'm disappointed with them. I'm just so disappointed with them, bro. It's like they know that everybody hate Donald Trump, so they can just do whatever. And it's just like, we shouldn't go for that, but we are. But it is what it is.
It's like when Boosie was going on his rampage, like, a couple months ago, and talk about what he was talking about. But everybody, Boosie did. Why do y'all care about what Boosie is saying, man? When did Boosie become the expert on stuff? Like, when did people like that become just because they are famous don't mean they know any more than we do. Give me somebody that actually work in that field, that deal with issues like this, and had them come on if I can learn something. I ain't learned that from Boosie. I can guarantee you that, unless it's telling me about a skill or something. Let me talk a street life. Yeah, I might can learn something from Boosie, maybe about the rap business. But what he was talking about
baby mamas.
Boosie was not the expert. I don't want to learn anything about that. But Preach, football. What you got?
Hold on, before you go to Preach, I'm gonna go football real quick because I feel that I let you guys down. You know what I'm saying? But the whole COVID thing. Cam Newton. We saw that he had caught COVID, and that's probably the biggest name that we've seen thus far. And actually have a question. My question to you guys is, do you think that they actually will cancel or postpone the entire season?
No.
Once it really hit big name players,
No.
like Mahomes, Lamar Jackson,
I go what?
players
No.
like that.
We just
on.
saw we just saw Stidham and Brian Hoyer on a Monday night game that the whole world watched. They literally do not care. Brian Rippon played on Thursday night. It doesn't matter because
I mean, Drew Lock,
that's like saying if God forbid if say Tom Brady got injured. Remember Tom Brady got injured with Matt Cass. Like injuries happen. COVID is nothing but an injury. Like it is nothing but an injury. The NFL's next man up. So if all the quarterbacks got injured, the backups will get in and they would just play football. It doesn't matter.
So now the reason I asked that is because I know we're still early in the season, but just to get you guys' prediction for the future, if it does get to this point, hopefully it doesn't. But when we get to that area when it's playoff time, Super Bowl time, and you have your top quarterback in the NFL that catches COVID and he can't play in the Super Bowl.
That's a good
What
question.
is the next step?
I think you postpone it then.
That's tough. Okay, what if the quarterback gets hurt? Are you gonna postpone it?
No, that's different.
Why is it different?
It's totally different.
Why?
It's totally different. Why? Because this COVID is something that just came out of nowhere. People been getting injured forever.
So if they caught the flu, what about it?
People play flu. People play with the flu. Flu-like symptoms. People do that all the time.
Okay,
Jordan, the best Jordan game, the flu game.
People do it all the time. He didn't have
Literally.
the flu, but
I know, but still.
Okay.
I know, but so what?
It doesn't matter.
What I'm
People
saying
play with
is-
the flu and flu-like symptoms all the time.
okay. So
You know that.
so what if he had a 24-hour sickness and he could not play? Would they postpone it then? Is what I'm asking.
No, but
No.
But
Because this
that's what I'm
COVID
saying,
has
man.
came through and changed life. Bro, I'm not going back to work until June.
I'm glad you
nothing
said
else,
that.
Nothing else is doing that. So, but I would say this, because like last year, San Fran versus the Chiefs. If I'm San Fran, like really taking this field at 8:15, if the Chiefs not here, we win the Super Bowl. I don't care. Like my quarterback is still healthy just because yours got sick. That's not my problem.
at the end of the day, they did postpone the game, the New England game. So I think I would hope.
But that's because of testing.
Yeah,
That's not because of Cam.
I hear you. I would think they would postpone it, but I'll understand if they don't, because if you in the Super Bowl, you better stay in the house. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
you need to.
you have to quarantine.
Well,
Once it gets to the
it's a week
playoffs,
there.
they should honestly put everybody in a
They
specific
should.
place, and they should not let
I
anybody go
agree.
out.
I agree with that.
Because nobody's I know New York ain't getting no fans. Como just ended everything
But
today.
they won't cancel nothing, Mills,
Yeah.
unless something crazy happens. Somebody passed away. Something crazy happened. I think then that's gonna be like, all right, panic mode. Let's rethink this. But unless something like, if people just getting it right, and Cam, as we know, is asymptomatic. You know what I mean? So they just could potentially get played this week. Because all you need is 5 days. If you
It's 10.
It's 5 days and 2 negative tests if you asymptomatic. But if you have symptoms, it's 10. If it's 5 days and 2 negative tests if you asymptomatic, and he can play on Sunday.
All right, cool. Mills, that's a good question, bro. I like that question. You got an impromptu too, made it up. So, Preach, how about you? What'd you see from the weekend?
I'll make it quick. Practicing matters. Reps matter. I think that not having, the offseason that they anticipated having, not having the preseason games and things of that nature, like I would have hoped that by week 4 it would be all settled, but it just seems like some of the games are sloppy. Some teams aren't playing the way I thought they would play. So I think like we take for granted practice, and also no BLM, right? Like I wrote down, football is the ultimate distraction. Nobody's talking about any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess COVID is kind of taking over the airwaves, but I'm just saying, like, before it was like this whole BLM push, but clearly the NFL doesn't care. Like we see that more and more. Like, so
It's funny you brought up practice and matters, because a couple games this weekend we actually saw second string quarterbacks get benched for third string quarterbacks. Like it's kind of amazing how many quarterbacks these teams are going through at this time when their starting quarterback is not being able to play due to whatever going on, injury, COVID.
I'm glad
whatever
Mills
it
said
is.
that, so I can apologize to the people about Nick Foles. He should be benched. That was something that I should not have said, and I apologize to everybody. I just wanted to say that.
Mills, I'm not surprised, right? It's 32 starting quarterbacks in the league. How many of them are actually good?
At least 20.
Okay, so say all 32 are good.
No.
Okay, 20. Let's say 20. Yeah. That means that the other 12 is and the people that's behind them is probably way. So once you get to second string, third string quarterback, it
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Unless you get lucky with somebody who maybe like a Jameis Winston who can come in, or Andy Dalton,
Nick Foles, and he's garbage.
But Nick Foles, he always does this. He has one crazy season and then he's terrible. He has one crazy win a Super Bowl and then he's terrible.
But at the end of the day, you're a professional athlete and you should be prepared for them.
No, bro.
But they look
pro.
bad.
It's still level. It's levels.
Mike. I'm gonna say my quote again. Two people doing the same thing. Yeah. If one is doing something way better than the other one, it's different things, Mills. So the third string quarterback ain't doing the same thing Aaron Rodgers is doing, bro.
Yeah.
They're not doing the same thing. It's just simple. It's just different, bro. It's
different, bro. It's different, bro. It's like I say, everybody would just be Pat Mahomes. Like Pat Mahomes wouldn't be doing nothing crazy because that means everybody would have been doing it. Like it's levels to this, bro. It is levels to this. So all right. So what caught your eye? Nah, bro. It's levels to this, bro.
What call?
Bro, you went through 17 years of terrible quarterbacking with the Bills. Why is this a surprise to you?
Watch football, bro. Come on. Quarterbacks is a premium. That's why they don't want nobody getting hurt. Because when Aaron,
that's why you trade up.
The year was like 3 or 4 or 5 starting quarterbacks got hurt. It was crazy, and football ratings went down. They not about to. They can't afford for backups to be in the game because nobody's watching backups. Is that level down? But for
Tom Brady got hurt. Now you can't hit a quarterback low. Aaron Rodgers can't hurt. Now you can't put your body like these quarterbacks matter so much that the league is changing rules to make sure y'all can hit a quarterback from here to here. Anywhere else are getting a flag. So because they don't want Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer in these games. But go ahead, Rat.
For me, we brought up quarterbacks. It's just the cultivation of quarterbacks. What teams take time to cultivate quarterbacks? What teams got a good just looking at Josh Allen, right? Just looking at Josh Allen compared to what maybe a Jameis Winston went through, right? And or just the cultivation of quarterbacks, or just how some people complaining and saying Dwayne Haskins need to go, right? So it's like Sam Darnold,
Josh Rosen,
right? And then you look at Patrick Mahomes, you look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Tom Brady, and look at a Russell Wilson and what they went through, Lamar, what they went through, what system they went through, and so just situation and where you drafted matters. Now we got Deshaun Watson, who was great, but now he's in we don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun Watson because now he gotta get another coach. We got to see how that works out for him. You know what I mean? You're right, but if you put Deshaun Watson in Buffalo, right? How much greater do Deshaun Watson look, right? So it's just the cultivation of quarterbacks, seeing what takes a quarterback to that next level. How can you truly examine a quarterback? What makes them bad? What makes them good, right? Because you know what I mean? Because you couldn't tell me Josh Allen wasn't a bad quarterback, but the cultivation of him and figuring that out and seeing how he improved, he's found a way to be accurate, right? But then you got some bad that's just terrible. I think of Mitch Trubisky. I think, I don't know if the Bears are a great cultivating of talent, but I think they got talent around him that you thought he could improve. But just seeing the different levels of what a quarterback needs to succeed, and what teams are doing that for that quarterback, and what teams are not. And is quarterbacks under hot seats? Are people trying to move on quick? What do you need to see? Or what do you need to see to keep on and stay on that quarterback? You know what I mean? So that's what I was interested in and saw this week.
I like that because the Bills had big, slow receivers at first, and Josh Allen was not putting the ball he was inaccurate. One, they was terrible was Jay Jones and Kelvin Benjamin, but
terrible.
They were terrible. They weren't getting open, and he wasn't putting the ball in great spots. But now you got Diggs, Brown, Beasley. Even now, he still put the ball in. it's not super accurate, right?
But they get open.
Because that Gabriel Davis should have been a touchdown, but it was a toe touch. But he was just so wide open. Dable is drawing people open that even when he missed, it's not as bad anymore because he's wide open.
They said
that's a good point.
That's funny you said that. They said Calvin Benjamin and Zay Jones was big targets, so the inaccuracy wouldn't be as bad because they were so big. They honestly said that. The dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That literally did not make sense.
I get it, Bill's credit. They was like, okay, we were super wrong. Let's get Zay Jones out of here. Let's get Isaiah McKenzie on this field. Let's get these Robert Foster. Let's get some speed on this field because Kelvin Benjamin, Zay Jones. Who was the other dude? Oh my God, he was the dude from Oakland.
Hardy?
No, Roberts something.
Seth Roberts, right?
Was it Seth Roberts? No, I don't think.
No, it was Seth Roberts.
It was Seth Roberts. It was terrible.
Robert Foster?
No, it was right. It don't matter.
Seth Roberts.
The Bills had 3 big wide receivers at first, and it was terrible. And next you know, you had John Brown, Beasley, and McKenzie, people that's not even over 5'9". The Bills realized that quick. The Jets, people like the Jets don't. You go 3 years, and Sam Darnold hasn't had. Well, he had Robbie Anderson. He's got bad coaching.
Yeah, Adam Gase.
I would say this. So for me, it's weird, right? Because on this show, we pretty much all black everything. We talk about how half of the league, 75% of the league is black. Talk about black quarterbacks. But for me, this weekend, the only position, man, I think that, man, these white dudes are be killing is tight end, bro. And I don't know what it is about the tight end position. You had Kittle went off. You had Mark Andrews 2 touchdowns.
Killed me.
Kelsey didn't have a Kelsey day, but he was still better than a lot of tight ends. Then you got Schultz, and then last night you got Tonyan.
Baby Kittle.
Bro, you got these tight ends, and when we talk about black tight ends, who is it? Waller, and who's second?
Jonnu Smith, Waller,
Jonnu Smooth, Jared Cook. Are we at Cook
right?
days?
Who?
Logan here at Washington.
Oh my God, Logan Thomas,
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed, Logan Thomas.
Jordan Reed on IR, bro. Y'all wild.
Chris Herndon.
You got OJ Howard.
He just got hurt.
Everett, but Higbee is the tight end there.
Noah Fant. Mills, Noah Fant, bro.
Yeah, Noah Fant.
He got hurt.
But
I'm just saying he got him on his fantasy team.
The top 5, out of the top 5 tight ends,
Zach Ertz.
4 of them probably white. Goddard, Dawson Knox.
No, Dawson Knox terrible.
Is terrible.
Yeah.
But Lee Smith is terrible. All our tight ends are white. So what is it about that position that I guess it's like the only skill position that they still dominate at right now?
If you look at it, most white tight ends date black women.
I was thinking that, bro.
Kelsey,
When he said the name.
But Kelsey broke up with his girl though.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah,
I've been telling Angie on it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he did.
that's the dude with the black girlfriend right
He
there.
gonna get another one though. Better believe that.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
You a Dougie like that if you ain't got no. I already know he said he got black women.
Had a little fried chicken in your day.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because generally what it is but my man is from Cleveland. My man Chris, shout out to Chris. He went to high school with Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was like Matt, but better, 10 times better, right?
But yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But what I'm saying like how Matt is with us. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like Travis Kelce was like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? He was like one of those. So I mean, I don't know what that means, but
I think honestly, you want a tall, athletic person, and if you tall and athletic, you probably playing basketball
and can block.
Position, and can block. You probably play, you doing like the black guy at that position is probably hooping. For real, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", you probably hooping if you
Antonio
athletic.
Gates, yeah.
But that's as of late though. You're right, Mike.
No, I'm saying Antonio Gates was a hooper. Like
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez was a hooper.
Yeah.
Right,
Shannon Sharp.
The dude from what you call it? From the
Shannon
dude from
Sharp.
Canisius. The dude from Canisius.
Oh, my man, Chris Manhurst. Shout out to Chris Manhurst, man. You're right. Yeah, you got you're athletic.
And they just convert into a tight end.
Yeah.
These guys just, you know what I mean? Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know.
And some of them can
Darren
block.
Waller was a hooper.
Some of them can block. You know what I'm saying? They got good technique.
Like Gronk is not hooping. Gronk is a tight end.
But he did hoop. He hooped at Kim or whatever he was
know
at.
did. I know he hooped. But I'm
Williamsville,
saying
what?
he's
Yeah.
not. He not. He a tight end. Gronk's a tight end.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
Gronk's a tight end.
He was bred. So you think black tight ends? Well, the ones that.
But we
hoop
had
is
some great black tight ends,
because
though.
they ain't make it. Like no, Antonio
The greatest
Gates
of all time.
Nah, he could have
Greatest
made
of all
it.
time is probably black.
Who we talk about Tony? Well, no, what is Tony? I don't know what Tony even is.
I think he
Shannon Sharp.
yeah.
Kellen Winslow.
Kellen
Shannon
Winslow.
Sharp, you know.
I'm
They,
not gonna say that
The tight end from the Ravens GM. What's the Ravens
he
GM?
retired. He retired.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie
Ozzie
Newsome.
Newsome. He retired though.
Yeah.
He retired.
But I think he's the vice president now.
Yeah, some of the greatest of all time is black. So
Yeah, for sure. But like right now, bruh,
It's a white
right
renaissance.
now,
You right.
it's just a renaissance.
Yeah.
Mills, what you think?
I just don't think black people want to be tight ends. I mean, because you got to think of the.
No,
size
he
of a
right.
tight end.
He right.
You got to think of a size of a tight end when you're in that position. Like most because you're a half receiver, you're a half lineman. That's pretty much a tight end.
And you never getting the
Half
ball.
receiver, half lineman.
Nah,
And
the ball.
I think
Well,
I think black people at this point they want to be that skilled player that they don't want to be that tight end player. They want to be a person that's going to attract the fans, get the jersey sales,
Or DN because. Or I'm sorry to cut you off because like
Oh.
Myles Garrett, he could have been a tight end, but he a DN. You know what I mean? Like these
Well,
big.
he can't
DNs
catch.
cost-
Right. And Little League football, has it ever been a play where they threw it to the tight end? No, like
My little. I'm not trying to be funny.
I know
My
because
little-
y'all had Shaq. I understand that, but I'm just saying, like realistically, has it ever been a play that they threw it to the tight end, just across the board? No.
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
Like I say, because Darren Waller was a converted. I think a lot of these
They're
like I said, a lot of
converted,
black tight ends
yeah.
converted wide receiver. Like, hey, you a little too slow.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you as tight end. Like, but we don't want you to block.
Yeah.
We just gonna put you on line you up on a linebacker. But Mills, you want to finish your point?
My bad. Yeah, I cut you off.
I'm
You
good.
good, Mills? All right.
Travis Kelce was a quarterback in high school. He was.
Why do you know that?
I told you my man Chris. Yeah, he went that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
That was
All
interesting.
right, no, I respect that. All right, so, but no, I like that. So everybody caught. I do want to talk about scoring because scoring is up, but we could do that on another show. But because I want to switch to the NBA right now, man, because we got the finals is here, and it's 2-1. I think it's a game tonight at 9:00, so it'll be
No, a game yesterday.
Okay, whatever. It's a game yesterday. That would make sense. A game yesterday.
Mike, this airs tomorrow.
I know why you're saying that. I'm just saying. So when it's aired, so the game
Band
is over
playing.
by now.
Yeah.
Band playing.
Game's over.
Oh, Bam playing?
Yeah, he
Yes,
playing.
sir.
How about Dragic? Nope.
No drop.
He remains out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but Jimmy Bucket.
And Bam is better than AD. Y'all seen it? Yes. Last game, AD disappeared, but that's neither here nor there. What was you saying, Mike?
Bam wasn't on the court when he disappeared.
Well, that's what makes it even worse. Kelly
I was
Olynyk
saying
had him on shackles.
I don't want to talk about AD. I want to talk about Jimmy
Okay.
Buckets because we don't ever talk about Jimmy Buckets. And we make fun of Tony on this show all the time. But
With good reason.
With good reason. But he been saying that Jimmy Buckets is better than Paul George for like the last 5 years.
Facts.
And like he been one of the few people been killing them.
You right.
And now people like yo, like all right, that's one thing you was right on, Tony. You might be right. Jimmy Butler is better than Paul George. He went off, had a great grand crazy game, like 40, 13, and like 11 or something.
Yeah.
Triple double. So that sparked a great question that somebody put in the notes was, what is the best finals game that you watched in your lifetime? Right. I don't want to go back to MJ, Magic with the hook shot. I don't want to go that far. A game that you watched with your own two eyes. Mills. So what is yours?
Well, as you guys know, yeah, I don't really watch too much sports, growing up and stuff like that. But one game that really, stood out to me was in 2013 NBA Finals Game 6, Miami against the Spurs. Miami was down 3-2, and that was a game that Ray Allen hit the corner three to tie the game up, to send it to overtime, and that was probably the best game that I saw personally, over the years.
That was a crazy game. T Mac thought he's about to get a ring. They was rolling out the trophy for the ceremony. They was like, nah, take that back.
That was crazy.
All right. So preach. So what was the best finals game that you've seen and or the best finals performance?
I got 3. I'm gonna give them to you real quickly.
Can I go to Rad first?
Okay, go Rad.
Let me go to Rad. You already know.
Rad. The best, one of the best finals performances individually I seen was 06 Wade, Dwayne Wade in 06 when they was down 0-2 to Dallas Mavericks. Shaq wasn't himself, and Dwayne Wade put it on his back. And I remember, right, he averaged like 40 from game 3 on. You know what I mean? Game 3, and they was losing in game 3, and in the fourth quarter he just took over. And Dwayne Wade, and I remember going into the Olympics. Maybe the Olympics or something that year, they was asking is Dwayne Wade one of the best player in the league. I remember that was a discussion off those finals, and I think that's one of the best finals performance of all time. He just put Shaq, he put Shaq and him on his back, and he became Dwayne Wade after that. And I vividly remember him being in discussion of being the best player in the league. He wasn't because Kobe was still living, but
He was still there.
but I remember that discussion. And he deserved it because he balled out that series. 2006 finals.
All right, preach. So we probably going to take one of mine, but I can finesse. So what's your 3, preach?
I'm not, but I just want to say, shouts out to Kobe. I had to just put Kobe in here. I had to.
I wanted to. Yeah. I figured he was.
Just say game 1 against Orlando. I just throw that out there. He had 40, right? You know what I mean? It's so many, but I had to put Kobe in here. But really, one of the best performances. I'm gonna be honest, man. Honestly, it's game 4 of the Mavericks versus the Heat in 2011, and it was Jason Kidd for me. Jason Kidd shut down LeBron. It's simple as that. Defensive effort.
I knew it was coming, bro. I looked up the Mavericks roster because I figured I just gonna say JJ Barea or something.
No, it wasn't JJ Barea.
Somebody from that.
It was Jason Kidd. LeBron had 0 points in the fourth quarter. He only took 2 shots. He looked pedestrian, to say the least. And Jason Kidd, he stuck him. It's just as simple as that. And for me, I don't know if it was just because LeBron is he was just bad, or Jason Kidd had the best D of all time. You know, that's
Yo, what we doing? What we doing? You about to put a podcast in a different light, man. You gotta. Yo,
listen, comedy style. But listen,
that ain't funny.
Mills have no clue what that means.
But yeah, so yeah, that I had to put that in there for all you LeBron lovers.
Well, you had 3, right? You want to give us your other 2?
No, it's okay.
Kobe, J Kidd, that's it.
Yeah.
See, I figured somebody was going to say something like that. See, I'm surprised. I'm super surprised because I did not put the one I wanted to, because I'm like, somebody going to say this because it's super obvious. I thought somebody was going to say Iverson game 1, we stepped over Tyronn Lue and they beat the Lakers. I thought somebody was going to say that because that game was crazy.
Not at all.
I didn't put that. I put that down because I'm like, I mean, you just said J Kidd.
It's a good game. He dropped 40. They I don't think the Lakers lost a game.
He shut down
That's the
LeBron.
first-
Yeah.
the only game they won.
Yeah, that's when
That's the only game they lost.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought somebody was going to say that. So I'm like, I'm not going to say that because let me get something else.
That's a good game.
Shit.
Yeah,
game.
but so the game I went with was a game because I was at work watching this with my guy Fred. Shout out to Fred if you watching this. When I was at the plant, the good times. We had turned off our radios. The plant floor could be on fire, and they could be calling us. We got the big projector in one of like the big offices. I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but we had the big projector, and we was watching the game, and like it was game 1. I think 2018 final. LeBron James, bro, went for 51. 8-8 against the Warriors. He was unstoppable. I'm sitting here like, yo, if this was LeBron, he had a killer instinct that game. He said, I am going to win this no matter what is going to happen. And he balled out. And like if that was LeBron all the time, if he had that Jordan mentality, I would say I would be a fan of him. I'm not a fan of LeBron. I recognize his greatness. I don't care for him as a player
because
I
Jason
understand
Kidd
he's
shut
great.
him down. Yeah.
That's not why, but I understand. But it's unfortunate that that game is mainly remembered for J.R. Smith and that blunder he did. But LeBron had a game for the ages. He had a game for the ages. So shout out to LeBron. I knew he wasn't gonna get any love from Kobe fans. And Mills just started watching basketball this year.
He a LeBron fan.
Yeah, he is.
Did you bring up LeBron?
He brought up that game.
I brought up the game.
I gotta say this to everybody, man. This was my third one, and I didn't mention it, but I gotta mention it. Russell Westbrook. Game 4 in the loss, he had 43. This was the shift. This was the shift of the crazy Russell, the MVP Russell. He took 32 shots. You know what I'm saying?
And got 43.
He made 20 of them. Wasn't that bad? He made 20 or 32. Had 43.
Russell is.
Shouts out to Russell Westbrook for that game.
Russell was a three, not a 1A, 1B, 1T, a 3 masquerading as a 1.
He's a 3 masquerading.
He had 43 in the finals game. Not many people can say that.
He's a 3 masquerading as a 1.
Not many people can say that.
Once he realized that, he'd be good.
Not many people can say that.
You think if Rondo shot as many shots at Westbrook all the time, Rondo could average as much of that?
No.
Right?
He don't got the pizzazz.
That's how Rad be talking. Like Westbrook just got nothing in the tank.
A 3? This is I don't. Okay, let me do this. Westbrook, we talking about to win a championship.
Oh,
we're not
like
talking about all time
love.
being. I mean, Russell Westbrook. If you want to get down to it, Russell Westbrook. He should care, but he a max player. He got more money for his family, generational wealth. He don't care. You know
He's a top 45 player of all time.
No, he's not. But
how is How is he not a top 45 player all time? What are you talking about? The man was an MVP. He averaged a triple-double in the season multiple times. Like, what are we talking about?
He over there with Vince
Oh my!
We might need to cut it because Preach gonna ask Rad.
He over there with
name 44 people. He
over there next to Vince Carter. What's the difference between Vince Carter and Russell?
Can we go, Mike? Can we go to the next topic?
They both can dunk well. I mean, whatever.
Mike, can we go to the next topic, please?
That's fine. He over there with Vince.
No,
he over there with Vince.
Yo, Preach. There's a lot of things I love about you, bro. But the number one thing is that when you give numbers, it's never like 5, 10, 50. It's like, Joe. It's like
Westbrook getting the top 50.
He's like Tyler Hero is a top 23 player in the NBA. Like top 23. Like,
I'm just saying, he is a top 45 player in the NBA all time. That's a fact. I actually do believe that. I do.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe.
Mike, can we move on?
Westbrook's the only thing that he doesn't waver on. All right, it's been a minute since we got here, but we here now. Go ahead and drop that joint, Preach. It's time for the Culture Roundtable.
Down, I went and bought a new paddock. Money pounds, spend it like we never had it. It's perfect timing, put more work into the passion. Now he's shining, leader of the new addicts. Bust down, I went and bought a new paddock. Spend it like we never had it. Put more work into the passion. Now he's shining, leader of the new addicts.
All right, so I like that this Culture Roundtable kind of go last. No, say the best for last. So if we've been twisting up, who knows? Maybe one time we may slap it in the middle. But Mills, I want to go ahead. Hold on. Let me pause that too. Let me go ahead and pause what I just said. I know the comments about to be like, yo, I gotta stop watching this. So Millie, Mills, start talking, Mills. Start talking.
All right, Culture Roundtable. We've been talking about LeBron the last couple minutes. What I'm bringing up is the whole thing with Kyrie Irving, and LeBron. A lot of people say that, Kyrie was just not naming him, but we all know who he was talking about. But Kyrie tried to defend himself and say he was not specifically, talking about LeBron. He denies the entire thing. Kyrie made a statement,
you talking about JJ Hickson?
Question. he was asked the question, pretty much in the last 10 seconds of a 1-point game, who would take the shot, him or Durant? And he pretty much said, it depends on who's hot. You know what I'm saying? We both can make that shot. And then he went on and said, one thing that I've always been comfortable with is I felt that I was the best option on every team I've played with down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I can look down and be like, that MFer can make this shot too. And yes, preach.
No, you go. You say what you got to say.
You was ready to say something, bro. So
I
want
wanna
to let you go. Why it's hot?
Let me say this because I'm about to dog Kyrie Irving. I'm about to dog him. The reason why it is a shot at LeBron, it's one thing if he said that on every team I feel like I'm the best person to take this shot, period, right? That's just confidence, right? But to suggest that Kevin Durant is another person that can't take it, which may or may not be true, I mean, that's up for interpretation, but you're clearly making another dig at other players you played against. Let me just say that. All right. That you played with. Okay, let me say this. Steph Curry is better than him. Damian Lillard is better than him. Kyle Lowry is better than him. Jamal Murray is better than him. Russell Westbrook is better than him. Chris Paul is better than him. I'm tired of Kyrie Irving. I love Kyrie Irving because like when we grew up, like he was a point guard that we kind of, or that at least I kind of looked at, right? It was kind of like we were in the same sort of.
He went to Duke.
But I'm saying even before they went to St. Anthony's, like I kind of follow his career. Shouts out to Kyrie Irving. But at the same time, I'm sick of him. Like, I'm legit sick of Kyrie Irving. He thinks he's better, and he's living off one good game. I'm going to just be honest. Maybe a good series. I'll give him a good series. But that's it. He's only living off that. Okay, and that's fine. I'm not saying that he's not talented. But at the same time, he's been hot garbage any other time. He's been hot garbage. He hasn't been on the court. He's gonna be unavailable, and when he does play, he's okay. Like he's a good player, but he's not like this outstanding player that could just like stop it. The man, listen, I'm telling you, he's living off of him playing for the BUSA team, and everybody saw them clips of him playing one-on-one against Kobe. I kid you not. Like, they bring that up all the time. Like, dude, you wasn't even on the team. You was on the B team. You scrimmaged them. You had a good game. Whoop-de-doo. Like this dude is killing me. And my thing is this. To disrespect LeBron James, and granted, I disrespect LeBron James all the time. But for Kyrie Irving to do it bothers me. Because LeBron James was the reason why this dude won. I've been keeping a stacked bundle, and I don't say that about him all the time. But he was the reason. Yes, Kyrie Irving hit a good shot. He did. But at the same time, LeBron James did everything he needed to do. I'm sick.
People might say it's the opposite way.
And it's not. I'm sick of Kyrie Irving because all he did was score. That's not enough. I'm talking about defense, rebounding, setting things up. All the dude was a hired gun. That's all he was. I am sick of Kyrie Irving. And let me say this about him. Kyrie Irving also said that everybody he don't really see us having a head coach. I'm sick of him. Who is Kyrie Irving? Who is he? Like stop. Dude, this is what needs to happen. I'm telling you. They need to pull Kyrie Irving aside and say, young buck, you have not done it. You have not arrived yet, and you won one chip. Granted. You know what I'm saying? You won one, but at the end of the day, you need to do something more. Like get on the first NBA All-Team. Please do that. Do that a couple times. Win an MVP. Do something else.
I say, yeah, because he left to get from under LeBron's shadow to say, I am the guy. And he went to Boston, and everybody say, once he left, Boston got better.
I'm sick of him.
Boston got better. And the crazy thing about, I know you brought up Cleveland, how LeBron actually, helped him win that championship. If you look
yes.
Yeah, he helped
LeBron. Yeah, he just helped. He was just helped.
Yeah. But if you look at Kyrie's stats over the 6 years he was in Cleveland, the 3 without LeBron and the 3 with LeBron, his stats was identical all 6 years. So for him to come out, after the 6th year and say, hey, I want to go on my own, I want to be the leader of the team, I want to be away from LeBron's shadow. And to be as I don't want to see as bad because he's not a bad player, but he's not as great of a player as he think he is to win a
not.
championship by himself, and that's the problem. I mean, it's cool that you can make a cut shot, every once in a blue moon. It's cool that
No, every once in a moon. Once. Not in a blue. It's every once. He made one clutch shot. Dude think he Kobe. He is not Kobe Bryant.
People say it's the greatest shot in finals history.
It's not. That is the most foolish thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's a case for
But
it.
No, it's not. No, it is not. There's no case
A lot
for
of
it.
people aren't equipped to make that shot. You know what I'm saying? A shot like that. That doesn't mean that they're not, as great as a player as, they are. Because we all know LeBron is a great player. We can't say that he's not. Just because he can't make that shot that you think he can't make, don't mean he's not. Half the time he's not even going to take the shot. He's going to put players in a position to win the game.
Even that's not true, though.
That's the way he
Yo,
is.
Like, we gotta stop
let me
that.
go
Yeah.
and let me go because that's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, that's not true.
Because this is like the Mandela effect. Like for some reason, everybody just think like LeBron is not this clutch player. Like, bro, we seen LeBron make.
No,
he made
I'm not saying.
No, that's what was just saying, bro. You said LeBron is not. If he's not. He's still a great player, even though he may not be equipped. No, there's no reason for you to even say those words. Bro.
No.
LeBron hit shot. No, bro, I'm just saying what you said. But it's not about you, though, Mills. It's not about you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I'm just saying, a lot of people think that LeBron is like the least clutch person to ever touch a basketball.
I think he's clutch. I think he's clutch.
Yeah, well, like we seen him hit shots game 1 against Orlando. We seen him hit shots all through the 2018, running floaters off the backboards, ending people. Like this he made. Is he Jordan? Is he Kobe? I don't know. I mean, we can look at the numbers. We can debate that. But at the end of the day, Kyrie acting like he made Thriller. And I would tell Kyrie, you can stop that because the best ability is availability. And if you're not on the court, then you might as well come on the podcast, bro, and come talk with us. At the end of the day, Kyrie needs to relax. Yeah. He needs to relax. Stop speaking on LeBron. Stop talking about you ain't got no head coach. Talk about me and KD, the coaches. Then what's Steve Nash getting paid for?
Yeah,
like what is going on over there? Kyrie is a flat earther. So I could almost care less about anything he ever says. Just play basketball, bro. Yeah. I'm mad that we even talking about this. I hate when Kyrie talk. I hate when I hear celebrities say stuff that I don't care about. If y'all ain't talking about black stuff, I don't want to hear it from you. I'm sorry. That's just me. But go ahead, Rad. Before I go on a rant, Preach already went on a rant. What I'm ranting for?
I like Kyrie.
I like Kyrie too. But what are you talking about?
I like Kyrie. I think he just got caught up. He was on a podcast with KD. He was on KD's first KD just dropped the podcast. He was the first episode. So he just he got caught up with his teammate saying trying to compliment his teammate and at the same time not realizing realizing that who you play with. You play with one of the greatest players of all time. So anything you say, anything that could be potentially lead to another player that you play with is going to lead to LeBron. And I think he just got to be smarter about that. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see KD and LeBron, KD and Kyrie together. I think Kyrie is nice. I think he's I think he's better than Westbrook. I think he's better than Jamal Murray, most of the people that Sam, not Dame Lillard, but most of the people.
Why do you think he's better than him? What has he done to show that? He never plays. He literally never plays. He came up in one clutch moment. He had one clutch moment. Like he had one clutch moment. JR had a clutch moment.
What's the opposite of clutch? That's what Russell Westbrook is. So
Russell Westbrook got 43 in a finals game.
This is where I struggle.
Kyrie hit the biggest shot in finals history.
He did.
They came back from 3-1.
Ray Allen did. Ray Allen.
This is where I struggle though.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kyrie defines? I was in a hotel watching that joint. That joint was crazy. Go ahead.
Right, but what defines a clutch moment? Because, for instance, when Kyrie made that shot, it was still a minute on the clock.
Let me say this. To answer that question real quickly, a wise man once told me, it's like porn.
How many wise men do you know? Is it the same? Do you know the same? Is it the same wise person?
Nah.
you only need to know a couple.
Yeah. It's like porn. You know it when you see it.
Oh my god.
You know it when you see it. The clutch moment is. You know when you see it. Like,
Mills. It is.
But I don't think that's true though.
That said, a clutch moment is like a certain amount of time left.
He analytics guy.
This game, but I am. Well,
So you wouldn't know because you don't believe in momentum. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like a clutch moment is if the momentum shift and you can give me, if you can come down, hit one for me, that's clutch. You get what I'm saying? If the momentum is swinging one way,
so you can make a clutch shot in the first quarter.
Yes, if they hit a run. Mike, this is why I don't understand why Mike does this all the time, because he been here before. Mike, we've been on a bad run and it's like, yo, this game can take a turn, but yet and still you can come give me a good bucket. That's clutch. That is a pressure moment. We need a bucket right now. I need a bucket. Like, it does not have to be in the fourth quarter.
So then why? But people come. Okay, if that's the case, then LeBron, he'd be like the best player of all time in the first three quarters.
He is one of the best. He is one of the best players of all time.
But people always talk about he do it in the first quarter. It's not. It's the fourth quarter. I know. Is he the best of one of the best players all quarters, overtime, whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, people always say it's the fourth quarter for LeBron. If you saying clutch is just all through the game, then I don't get why
it is.
Why is Kyrie shot the best shot of all time?
I never said that.
Why is Kobe layup did not go up 2-0? You saying?
I'm with you on that.
Kyrie's better because it was Game 7 too. But you can keep going.
I'm not saying like pressure moments are created in the fourth quarter. Like a lot of times those pressure moments happen in those fourth quarters. But I'm saying that they also happen in the third quarter, second quarter, and the first quarter. Like it happens throughout the game.
Points is points, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So, but a lot of those pressure moments, palms sweaty, those things do manifest themselves in the fourth quarter generally, but they happen throughout the game is what I'm saying. It just so happens that in the fourth quarter, LeBron James came up small, very noticeably. So that's why we criticize LeBron James.
Dallas. If that Dallas, that 2011,
it was really bad.
Finals never happened. He would.
That's not true. The Celtics, when he played against the Celtics, the man was awful. When he played against the Celtics, he was terrible.
Superstar have ever, but that's the worst finals a superstar have ever played.
Absolutely. No way around. Well, that's not true because the Detroit series.
I got one question. We can move on to you give your coach a round table. I think, in knowing you, the chances and the percentages are slim. But if Mills was open in the first quarter, you would pass him the ball. If Mills was open in the fourth quarter, you was taking the shot, bro, because you were saying, I'd rather take this shot. I'm more clutch than Mills, is what you would say. Because you would say Mills can make it in the first quarter, but in the fourth quarter, you said Mills not make. You giving the ball to either me or Reese for the shot, and you know you would.
This is no disrespect to Mills. I would not pass the ball to Mills in either quarter. But y'all know that.
I mean, you don't pass the ball to anybody.
Like, y'all, I didn't understand that question because y'all knew that.
But that's why I said, knowing you, the chances are slim you would pass the ball.
Oh, okay. All right. I would not have.
But
because I believe that all situations are I look at them as equal.
More likely to pass him the ball in the
Mills. Yo, you better say I'll run you over. Say you run him over. Tell Sam you'll run him over right now.
But he would not run me over.
Yes, he would.
I was a hitter.
Run him over right now. Tell him.
There's no need to say things that everybody already know.
That's not true.
We all know Sam doesn't pass the ball.
That's not even true. I averaged 7 assists.
I don't know about that.
To be honest, my senior year I averaged 16 and 8. That's true.
No, I would say because most of my shots came off me coming off screens.
And I passed the ball. Yeah. Well, I had the ball in my hands all the time, but even still.
But it was sometimes in the fourth quarter you wouldn't pass me the ball, but we can keep that for another day.
Pressure moments.
But Preach, what is your? Oh, come on, I'm clutch. Preach, what is your round coach?
Listen, we want to take a little. We want to try to put our psychology hat on a little bit. You know what I mean? As Rad said in our chat. We want to take a little turn. I really want to note this. This has been plaguing my mind. I really had the question, how do we know what's normal? Right? And the reason why I asked that is because we've been hearing this kind of, I don't know if it's a new phrase, but we've been hearing more prevalent. We're going into a new normal, right? Like people have been saying that a lot. Mike even said it on this podcast. And even with the onset of COVID, we talk about, masks. We don't know how long we're going to wear it. Like masks have become quote unquote normal, and normal just means something that is usual. the standard, something that is typical. We kind of like a mass group of people kind of, agree that this is something that we all do. So that's all I mean by normal. But like for COVID, like, no mass gatherings. And we're going to kind of talk about that in a minute where we're at Culture Roundtable. Also, even, things like, social distancing, not being in the same place, you know what I mean? Or being in a close distance and proximity to certain people in the same place. So like with all these things happening, we're talking about this new normal, but yet and still we have a president who didn't want to wear a mask. It's a whole group of people who saying no mask, no social distancing. They want to mass gather, things of that nature. So my question is to y'all is, what constitute as normal? Like who is making these decisions that this is normal? And I want to throw in the social dilemma. We talked about it before, right? Just think about it. In high school, this idea of social media and things of that nature wasn't necessarily normal. It was a point in time where we called people who searched the web and who was always on the web, we called them nerds. You know what I'm saying? We called them people who didn't have a life. You know what I'm saying? But now, fast forward to 2020, everybody's online. Everybody's scrolling. Everybody's literally online all the time. So my question is, what's normal?
For me, it's pretty easy, right? You kind of said it. It's kind of what the group of people decide, right?
What group? The dominant society?
No, well, okay. Well, I guess it depends.
The naughty.
Well,
You know what naughty is.
No.
I don't know who the naughty is.
No, let's not take it Illuminati. Let's not take it so big that don't take it that big. Let's take it that big. Let's bring it down to a micro level, right? Preach. You growing up, how often did you go to church a week? I mean, how many days out of a week did you go to church?
It was not probably 3, say.
So say you went to church, Bible study, maybe a choir rehearsal.
Yeah, 3 or 4. So, yeah, I was in church all the time.
So that was normal for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody else could be like, yo, that's crazy, bro. You went to church. I only went to church on Easter and New Year's. So for you and your family, that's normal. For Mills and his family, my mom always at church. Like, so for us, that's normal. So for us, we say that's normal. You go somebody else, like, dang, y'all boy went to church that much? That's crazy. To them, that's not normal. So it's kind of what you and your people decide we're going to do. Me and Angie walk every day. People be like, I can't believe y'all walk every day. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, if you want to take it to like a big, like to a mass level,
that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. But for me, just a more small micro level, it's like whatever you decide. Or even United States. If you go across seas, Middle Eastern, they got a lot of arranged marriages, a lot of older cultures. For them, that's normal. For us, that's not. But they decided, I don't know who, I don't know when, they decided this is how we're going to do it. And women can't drive, blah, 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 all that stuff that's going on over there. They decided this is how we're going to be, and this is normal. And if you want to come over here, this is this. If, in America, if you want to come over here, this is what we do. We have decided long ago, this is how we live, and this is our laws. And if you don't want to abide by that, then you don't have to. Just don't come over here.
Anybody
Mills
else?
Rat. I'm gonna say Mills Rat. Somebody else want to chime in?
What's the new normal? I mean, the answer could be, the powers that be. Who control the masses? Who make
Mark Zuckerberg?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I just ordered 10 pounds of popcorn. Like, now that's normal now.
Bill
But years
Gates.
ago,
What's his
it
name?
wasn't.
What's the guy that thinks he knows everything, but really doesn't?
Not Nostradamus?
No, the guy Tesla.
Nikola Tesla.
No.
Oh, no, Nikola Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Nikola Tesla.
Elon Musk.
He might have knew everything. Elon Musk. You're right.
Kanye West.
The answer is wealth, right? The wealthy, the influencers, the people. So hopefully one day you control your own normal, right? Because you get to a level where you can do what you want. But it's the powers that be. It's the people that's controlling the way. It's the people that's controlling, society, quote unquote, controlling culture, swaying things that they want people to do. Right?
Russia.
We saw like you saw Social Dilemma. Like people, like it's people's jobs to keep people online. It's people's jobs to create normal. You know what I mean? So whatever they figure out a way to monetize, right? Are they monetizing off of data? They monetizing off whatever they realize they can monetize off of. They're gonna create it so it could be your new normal, the new normal, so they can continue to monetize off that. Right?
I'm glad you said that. So, and that's the thing. Like, so what I'm saying is it shift, right? Because at one point, the newspaper kind of dictated normal.
Yep.
The radio dictated what was normal or what's the consensus. Things like baseball is America's sport, right? You know what I'm saying? But clearly now it's football. You know what I mean? It's just like so now the medium. So what we're saying is the medium in which people gravitate to and what they get information from creates the normal, right? It was TV. Now it is not TV because people are what? Cutting the cord.
Streaming. Yep.
Streaming.
I see somebody put up on thing on Facebook was like, oh, people just gonna get Wi-Fi and Roku stick. Y'all broke. And people like, what? Like people like, you still got cable? Like what are you talking?
Yeah.
You still got cable?
Cable is not normal.
A landline?
Or even for far as news, like right, the big news companies, CNNs, the Foxes of the world. Now Fox for some reason still get a lot of people. CNN is not as powerful as it used to be. Like people, there's different ways you can get information, and how those big media companies used to do it. Them quick sound bites, them quick cartoonish things they did. It's not the same. People want information. They think people are still influenced by them little sound bites trying to get you to turn to tilt either way. But now you can go get a long form information and talk about real problems. You know what I mean? Talk about what's Trump actually doing, not the little thing. What Biden, how Biden as a candidate really feel, but not it is what it is. But the new normal is hopefully is based on for black people is based on us. We create it and not having powers be can continue to create it.
I like that, right?
Yeah.
I like we create our new normal or make enough wealth to create your own normal. I like that.
Because I remember everybody was wearing jerseys back in the day, and like then Hov said, "What I look like wearing a jersey? I'm a grown man. Give me a fitted and like a button up." Next, everybody was wearing button ups. Like Hov really said, or even auto tune. Hov said, "Definitely auto tune."
He definitely did that, but it came back.
It came back. But like Hov kind of said, this is the movement. The everybody like, you using auto tune, you whack. So I like you said, it's influence is wealth. They kind of determine what's normal, and when you kind of deviate from that, you kind of get clowned.
We should be careful of that, yeah.
Yeah. Whew. All right. So Rad, we're gonna have to cut your culture round table.
I
want you. All right. I want you to hold that because we've been here for a minute. Mills left. I say Mills left. He's like, y'all been here too long, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's a debate tomorrow. Or tonight. It's a debate tonight. We got Pence and Kamala. That's gonna be funny in a different way because I don't think Pence don't be alone in rooms with women. I don't know if he ever talked to like a black woman before, especially debated one that's on his level or close to his level. So he got to be real careful of them hot mics. So, but we're gonna see what they say. Maybe we talk about it next week.
Pence has no chance. He has no chance.
He said so.
Far as narrative, so about far as never a black woman, an old white man, like anything she do is gonna be, come on, y'all know how it's gonna go. Y'all know how it's gonna go.
But we're gonna talk about it. So then, Rap, I'm gonna come right back to you next show, Culture Roundtable, because I do want to talk about your topic because I was ready because I got something I want to add too. And that I'm passionate about. I can't wait. So next week, y'all got to tune in.
Good topic.
Hey, look, man, I like this. We might leave little cliffhangers every show. But it was a great show. Arguing, funny. I was crying. I appreciate this. I love doing this with y'all boys. Please follow us on all social medias, YouTube. We think it's a sports show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. We got a lot coming for y'all in the future. Stay tuned. And we out. Hoo-dee-hoo!
Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people, the block where they stay. And I know they all to the top, you can't never look down on the streets. Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for